As an AI language model, I don't have real-time information on specific game developments or decisions made by Blizzard after my knowledge cut off in September 2021. However, I can provide some general information about pay-to-win mechanics in games and how they can be perceived by players. Pay-to-win refers to a game design approach where players can gain a significant advantage by spending real money on in-game purchases, such as items, currency, or upgrades, that give them a competitive edge over non-paying players. This approach can generate revenue for game developers, but may also create frustration among players who feel that the game is unbalanced or unfair. If Diablo Immortal is perceived as pay-to-win, it could be due to certain features or mechanics within the game that heavily favor paying players. These features might include exclusive items or upgrades that can only be obtained through purchases, or systems that significantly speed up progress for those who spend money. It's important to note that game developers often need to find a balance between generating revenue and creating an enjoyable experience for players. Feedback from the gaming community is crucial for developers to understand players' concerns and make adjustments accordingly. If players feel strongly about the pay-to-win aspect of Diablo Immortal, providing constructive feedback to Blizzard through official channels could help influence future updates and changes to the game. The fairness of pitting free-to-play players against whale spenders, players who spend significant amounts of money on in-game purchases, in player versus player (PvP) battles is a topic of ongoing debate within the gaming community. There are varying opinions on this matter, and fairness can be subjective depending on individual perspectives. From the perspective of free-to-play players, facing opponents who have spent substantial amounts of money on in-game advantages can be seen as unfair. These players may feel disadvantaged and believe that the outcome of the battle is predetermined by the financial investment of their opponents rather than skill or strategy. On the other hand, game developers often rely on monetization strategies to generate revenue and support ongoing development and maintenance of the game. Offering in-game purchases, including those that provide advantages, is one way for developers to generate income. By allowing whale spenders to have an advantage in PvP battles, developers may be incentivizing these players to make substantial purchases and financially support the game. Finding a balance between revenue generation and ensuring a fair and enjoyable experience for all players can be a challenge. Some game developers try to address this issue by implementing matchmaking systems that consider player skill levels or separating players based on spending habits. However, these approaches may not always be foolproof and can still result in imbalanced gameplay experiences. Ultimately, the perception of fairness in PvP battles involving free-to-play players and whale spenders will vary among players. It's important for game developers to listen to player feedback and strive to create an environment that caters to the needs and expectations of their player base while ensuring a sustainable business model.